Greetings all you adjective nouns out there, Ryusta here. Now, I don't really upload very many videos, but I wanted to make a response of sorts to one of my favorite Warframe content creators, Ashisogi Tenno. And God, I hope I pronounced that right. Recently they uploaded a video called Tank Nova Never Die Again. Like a lot of his videos, it was definitely an interesting watch and I highly recommend checking it out. It also got me to thinking about something, so I wanted to try my hand at doing a response to it as well as an overall commentary on one of the most underrated Warframes in the game. Sorry, Valdon. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see something similar, please let me know in the comments. With that said, let's just start right up with it, shall we? If you were to ask a Warframe player who the strongest tank frame is, I'd say most people would probably say Valkyr. Some might say Inaros, Chroma, Wukong, or maybe even Rhino if the person hasn't made it past Jupiter on the star chart yet. And what about for defense-based missions? You have your Frost, your Gara, your Limbo. But what if I told you there was a Warframe that can do all of the things they do and more? Well, obviously I'm saying that, that's the whole point of this video. Because if my years playing Dungeons & Dragons have taught me anything, it's never underestimate a dodge tank. Now, in Jizzo's video, his Nova was able to withstand the direct line of fire of 8 level 20 heavy gunners for 20 seconds. That is absolutely nothing to sniff at and is a genuinely impressive feat. But how about we up the ante just a teensy bit? Oh, this is all well and good, I hear you say, but what about those defense missions? One interesting fact that a lot of people don't realize is that turbulence affects more than just Zephyr. Anything near Zephyr is also immune to projectiles. So, with even a fairly standard duration and range build, Zephyr becomes not only virtually impossible for most units to kill, but she also provides a protection to those around her that can make even the most durable snow globe blush. If that weren't enough, Zephyr's Tornado is actually a ridiculously potent form of crowd control in a pinch. If you're defending something and you need to revive someone, throw a tornado down and enlarge it with your airburst. While it doesn't always catch every threat, it definitely works as a means of grinding the fight to a halt when you need an emergency break. As such, I tend to avoid the Funnel Cloud augment. If you're wanting to have this move in reserve as a defensive crowd control option, your mod slots are probably best used elsewhere. Of course, if you feel confident in using it more offensively and you don't mind using up the mod slot, there's certainly nothing wrong with it. So what does all of this mean? It means that Zephyr is not just the speedster with the Luigi jump that people think she is. She is also virtually invulnerable to the vast majority of incoming damage in the game. Anything that isn't a melee or AoE attack is absolutely useless against Zephyr. That said, it is important to understand that she has some situational weaknesses. Aside from the fact that you still want to be wary on the timer for Turbulence, which lasts a very long time but you still need to refresh it, melee attacks, AoEs, including deadly auras, trap lasers, and explosions can all harm her. Although in the case of the latter, her turbulence does affect the actual projectile, so a Grineer Bombard is still probably not going to have even the slightest chance of hitting you. Just be wary if you're standing next to a wall or something the deflected shot is able to hit near you. It's not common, but it's worth mentioning. Zephyr's turbulence should always be on. Not only does it cost very little and lasts an insanely long time with even slight modding, it even protects against attacks that you wouldn't expect it to, such as enemy unit lasers, harpoon attacks, and even flamethrowers unless they're used to ignite the ground. Now, of course this means that there is one faction that is able to damage Zephyr freely in a lot of cases, the Infestation. But, I mean, it's the Infestation. Come on. Seriously. On top of that, Turbulence is still effective against the long-reaching pulling attacks of the Ancients, which applies to the corrupted versions as well. In summary, to me, a person who has mained Valkyr for years, there is almost no question of who the supreme tank truly is. Zephyr is an oft-forgotten gem of a Warframe, and has rapidly become my absolute go-to on sorties and other high-tier missions. Her defensive powers genuinely rival that of even the greatest tanks in the game, and she has a versatility that most other tanks simply don't match. There was something else I liked about her. What was it again?
Moving at speed of sound, try quickest hedgehog around. Got ourselves a situation, stuck in a new location without any explanation. No time for relaxation.
So anyway, that's my rundown of Zephyr and why I think she's one of the strongest defensive Warframes in the game. Hopefully it was interesting enough to make people give her a second look, but even if not, I'll be happy as long as this was entertaining to you guys. Let me know what y'all think. Comments are incredibly appreciated. So, I guess what I'm saying is, do you think the dragon tail or butterfly wings look better? I'm still undecided.